So I love characters. I've always loved characters. And one of my favorite characters that I don't really do there is this guy, VJ. There was a place called VJ's 99-cent store, which is already hilarious, just the name. And it was this old Indian man named VJ who owned it. And he was a chain smoker. He he smoked like a chimney in that store all the time in the back. The whole place smelled like tobacco. So, and if you see the guy, he was like a dried husk, and his voice was it was like that chain smoking voice. So I always used to ask him stuff just to, just to hear the voice. He had these socks, these 6 packs of socks I used to buy there, and I'd always ask him. I was like, VJ, how are these socks? And it says here, made in China, and he'd be like, top quality only. This one, all the merchandise, this one, top quality. And I just love that phrase, top quality. And I do it around the house all the time. Top quality, top quality. And eventually my wife banned the voice because it annoyed her so much. One night we were, having a conjugal visit, and, there was some dialogue. She's like, how's that feel? Top quality, this one, top quality. She's like, don't ever do that voice again. So I wasn't allowed to do it. But, look, this is what happens when you marry a comedian. You're going to hear stuff like that. So here's the other thing about VJ's that I was just obsessed with this place, VJ's 99-cent store. He had these signs up everywhere that were directives about appropriate behavior in the store. Like above the magazine section, there was a sign, "This is not library, not library." Big sign he had handwritten. There was for browsers, to discourage browsers, not a museum. There was signs on, not museum. No, this is not this one. So I was obsessed with this guy. So one night I'm going to, at this time I lived on the east side, and I'm walking to the Boston Comedy Club, about 20 minutes from where I lived, and I'm doing a set that night. It's a weeknight. I'm like, I'm going to go work on this VJ voice, right? So I didn't really have anything written out. I'm like, I just want to mess with kick this idea around of the top quality. So I get there to the Boston, and it's packed. It's Fleet Week, so it's all sailors. And in the balcony, there's this kind of Muppet balcony. There is, if you ever seen that show Crashing, they've kind of recreated the set of the Boston. There's this Muppet balcony, and in the midst of everybody, all the sailors, is this European backpacker chick with this giant backpack and these kind of Pippi Longstocking, things sticking out and whatever. Everybody's laughing. I'm doing VJ. I'm talking about him or whatever, just freestyling a little bit. I get off the stage. That's the end of the show. I'm standing out front. The guy, guys are trickling out talking to me or whatever, and then the girl comes up, who's from Austria, and sounds just like Arnold, right? Just like Arnold. And she's like, I had a good time, and when you do this guy's the VJ, it's so, I've not heard anybody like that. It's so funny to me. Thank you, and everything. So it was very positive, right? But there's something about this girl that was like a little off. I couldn't really figure out what it was. So I start walking home, and I'm by Washington Square Park, a couple blocks away, and I hear click clock behind me. I look, and it's this girl following me with her backpack, and she has heels on. Click clock, and that's what the noise is in these Daisy Dukes. And she goes, "Where are you going?" And I said, "Well, I'm going home." She's like, "Well, I walk with you. Where's that?" And I said, "It's that way." I was kind of being vague. And so we're walking, and she goes, she's talking to me, and she's like, "So, but where do you live here?" And I said, on the east side and everything. And I said, "Well, where are you going?" She's like, "I just walk with you, I have nothing to do." So I'm like, okay. So we start getting closer to my place. We're walking about 10, 15 minutes. And I said, "Well, I'm going to go head to my place." And she goes, "Maybe I could come over, and hang out. We could have some drinks, just one party." And I said, that's not a good idea. I'm going home. My wife's got dinner. I'm going to, chill with my wife tonight. And she thinks for a minute. She goes, "Maybe we could all party together," right? And she grabs my dick, and with this iron vice grip. And it so surprised me. It was so bold I kind of reacted like the way you react to a 3-year-old. I said, look over there, and she looked in the opposite direction, and I just booked. Like I wrenched my dick free, and I just booked, and I'm running. She starts chasing me. I hear click clock, click clock. So I'm shouting over my shoulder, scram, beat it, go away, and she's just running and cursing to herself, Arschloch, Schweinhund, Scheiße. And she's fast, right? She's keeping up with me. So I'm running. I'm booking through the streets of New York, getting chased by this, crazy Austrian chick with a fucking backpack. We get near my block. I'm getting winded. She looks fine. She's just, I make a sharp right. I don't want to go towards my apartment building. Yeah, I don't have a doorman or any of that kind of stuff. I'm like, and I see VJ's store. I'm like, I'll just duck in there. So I duck in VJ. I see VJ. I'm like, VJ, man, this crazy girl's chasing me. He's like, go hide it behind the snapper machine. I'll take it. And it was as if VJ had been waiting his whole life for this moment. This girl walks in, and he's like, may I help you? And she goes, I'm looking for my friend. And he goes, we don't have friend here. Only merchandise, top quality. And besides, we are closed. And she goes, closed? But the sign says open. The sign is like my mother-in-law. It's passive-aggressive. You say one thing, but sometimes means something totally different. Like he's messing with her. And she goes, do you have a restroom? He goes, restroom for customer only. So she's like, I'll buy those batteries. How much are these batteries? He's like, $3. $3, but it's 99-cent store. It's supposed to be 99 cents. No, reading the sign here. What did it say? It say 99 cents or more. You read the closed sign, the open sign. You don't read this sign. Maybe go back to university. Study harder this one. She's like, okay, I need to, where's the restroom? It's like, first you have to check in the backpack. Like, why do I have to check the backpack? Because you come either with a camping backpack. It's no camping. It's no mountain. You have camping backpack. No mountain is mean too much baggage or maybe shoplift. So she's like, she checks the backpack, right? He's messing with her, right? Where's the restroom? It's in the back, but it's out of order. Out of order? Why you don't tell me this? You don't ask it. You ask, do I have it? I have it, this one, but it's not functional. She's like, okay, then I just return these batteries. No, you have to read the sign. All purchases final, right? She's like, what are you talking? I want to return. He's like, you want to return? Return to the airport. Return to your country. There, instead of look for a friend, maybe look for a job. And he goes, tss, tss, and he sprays the renews it. That's the end of the conversation, right? This girl grabs his backpack and leaves. I've never seen anybody so mad. The next morning, first I thank him for it. The next morning, I'm sitting with my wife, and I tell her the story, and she's like, I don't even know why you're telling me this. And I said, I'm telling you this because the reason I'm sitting with my wife is last night a VJ saved my life. Top quality.